Welcome to Spill the Tea, where we steep the facts, stir the controversy, and pour out the truth behind everything you thought you knew. From ancient brews to modern-day myths, we break it all down with a little sass, a little science, and a whole lot of curiosity. If you're into health, habits, and hot takes served with clarity and calm, you're in the right place. So go ahead, grab your favorite mug. Because today, we're spilling the tea on the ultimate showdown. Tea versus coffee, which one wins the health war? Let's settle this once and for all. Tea versus coffee. Two of the most consumed beverages on the planet. Two ancient drinks with devoted followers, passionate defenders, and billion-dollar industries behind them. But beyond taste and tradition, which one is actually healthier? Is tea the calming, antioxidant-rich elixir it claims to be? Is coffee really just a jittery addiction masked as productivity fuel? Or are both drinks misunderstood, with secrets that could surprise even the most loyal sipper? In this video, we're going to dive deep. Not just into caffeine content, but into heart health, brain function, mental clarity, digestive support, disease prevention, and even your lifespan. We'll break it down category by category, tea versus coffee, head to head. And in the end, you'll get an answer. Not just based on internet myths, but on science. And yes, the winner of the health war might not be who you think. So go ahead, grab your mug, sit back, and let's begin. Before we get clinical, let's talk about tradition. Tea and coffee are more than just drinks. They're rituals, they're culture. Tea was first brewed in ancient China nearly 5,000 years ago. Legend says Emperor Shen Nong discovered it when a tea leaf blew into his boiling water. Since then, tea has become a global symbol of calm, from Japanese matcha ceremonies to British afternoon teas. It's associated with stillness, reflection, and even spiritual clarity. Coffee's origin, on the other hand, is a little more energetic. It traces back to Ethiopia, where goat herders noticed their animals dancing after eating red coffee berries. Monks began brewing it to stay awake during long prayers, and thus, the bean was born into ritual. From Italian espresso bars to Turkish coffee rituals, coffee has always symbolized conversation, intensity, and alertness. So what does this mean for health? Surprisingly, rituals themselves are part of the answer. Studies show that the way we consume a beverage, slowly, mindfully, or rushed and distracted, can change how it affects our nervous system. Tea drinkers are more likely to sip slowly. Coffee drinkers tend to chug, especially in the West. So even before we get to antioxidants or acids, the how already influences the what. 5 for ritual energy. Now let's talk buzz. Caffeine is the most widely consumed psychoactive drug in the world. Both tea and coffee have it, but in very different doses. A standard 8 Oz cup of brewed coffee has about 95 mg of caffeine. The same amount of black tea, around 40 to 50 mg. Green tea, even less, closer to 30 mg. So who wins here? Well, it depends. Coffee gives you a quick, powerful jolt, useful for mental alertness and physical performance. It blocks adenosine, the neurotransmitter that tells your brain you're tired. It also increases dopamine, giving that motivation and mood lift. But the crash is real. Caffeine withdrawal can cause headaches, fatigue, and irritability. And high doses, over 400 mg/day, can lead to anxiety, insomnia, and even increased blood pressure. Tea, meanwhile, contains a secret weapon, L-theanine. It's an amino acid that promotes calm focus. No jitter, no crash. So if you're looking for a calm, sustainable boost, tea takes the lead. If you're prepping for a deadline, a marathon, or a long road trip, coffee might be your go-to. But health-wise, the smoother delivery and lower cortisol impact give tea a slight edge. Score, tea, 2. Coffee, 1. What about your brain? Both tea and coffee have shown powerful neuroprotective effects. That means they may help prevent cognitive decline, memory loss, and diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Coffee, especially, has been linked to a lower risk of neurodegenerative disease. A massive study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that people who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day have a significantly reduced risk of developing Alzheimer's later in life. It also enhances reaction time, short-term memory, and focus, thanks to its dopamine-enhancing properties. Tea, on the other hand, supports long-term cognitive performance differently. Green tea's catechins, especially EGCG, help reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in the brain. Combined with L-theanine, it promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons. In fact, some studies suggest tea drinkers show structural differences in brain regions responsible for attention and memory. So who wins? If you're after short-term clarity, energy, and sharpness, coffee is king. But for long-term brain health, emotional regulation, and neuroprotection, tea might take the crown. So we're calling this one a draw. Score: tea, 3. Coffee, 2. This is the big one. Can your drink of choice actually help you live longer? The answer is yes, for both. Let's start with coffee. Numerous large-scale studies, including one from the New England Journal of Medicine, have shown that moderate coffee consumption is linked to a lower risk of death from all causes. Coffee appears to protect against heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers. It improves insulin sensitivity, lowers inflammation, and may even help with weight regulation. But too much coffee, especially if you're sensitive, can raise blood pressure and heart rate. Tea, especially green tea, is equally impressive. It's packed with polyphenols and flavonoids that support blood vessel health, reduce cholesterol, and improve blood flow. In Japan, a study tracking over 40,000 adults found that those who drank 5 or more cups of green tea per day had a significantly lower risk of death, especially from cardiovascular disease. So again, both drinks are protective. Both can help you live longer. But when it comes to gentle support, lower blood pressure, and consistent cardiovascular benefit, tea wins by a narrow margin. 5. Let's talk about what happens after you drink it. Coffee is acidic. It stimulates stomach acid production and gut motility, which is why it often makes you run to the bathroom. For some, that's helpful. For others, especially those with IBS, GERD, or ulcers, it's a recipe for discomfort. It can also disrupt your gut microbiome if consumed in excess. Tea is gentler. Green tea in particular has prebiotic properties, feeding the good bacteria in your gut. It also helps reduce inflammation and supports digestion without triggering acidity. That said, black tea is more astringent and can cause constipation if overconsumed. So this one depends on your body. But overall, tea is better tolerated by more people and supports long-term gut health. 5. Cancer. It's one of the scariest words in modern health, and both tea and coffee have been studied extensively for their potential protective effects. Let's start with coffee. Coffee is rich in antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, which helps neutralize free radicals and reduce cellular damage. Studies have linked regular coffee consumption to reduced risks of liver, colorectal, endometrial, and prostate cancers. However, very hot coffee has been classified as a possible carcinogen, not because of coffee itself, but because scalding temperatures may damage the esophagus. Now tea. Green tea's EGCG has been shown to suppress tumor growth, promote apoptosis, programmed cell death, and reduce angiogenesis, blood flow to tumors. Matcha, in particular, has extremely high levels of these compounds because you're drinking the whole leaf. In lab studies, tea extracts have been shown to inhibit cancer cell growth. In humans, large-scale studies show correlation, but more research is still needed. So the winner. Tea by a hair, especially green tea, due to its direct anti-cancer compound concentration and safety at cooler temps. Score: tea, 6. Coffee, 3. Let's face it, sleep matters. And here, coffee takes a major hit. Due to its higher caffeine content and faster delivery into the bloodstream, coffee is more likely to disrupt sleep, even if consumed 6 hours before bedtime. It also spikes cortisol, the stress hormone, which can increase anxiety in sensitive individuals. Tea, especially herbal or decaffeinated varieties, can do the opposite. Chamomile, rooibos, and lavender tea actively promote relaxation and sleep. Even caffeinated teas like green or white tea release caffeine slowly and in smaller amounts, causing less interference with melatonin and circadian rhythms. So for those struggling with insomnia, anxiety, or high stress, tea is the clear winner. Score: tea, 7. Coffee, 3. Here's the part nobody tells you. The healthiest choice isn't universal. It depends on you. Your genetics, your metabolism, your gut bacteria, your stress levels, and even your mindset. Some people thrive on coffee, sharper, happier, more productive. Others feel anxious, jittery, and inflamed. Some find tea soothing. Others feel no effect at all and turn to coffee out of necessity. Your relationship with the drink matters. If coffee is your coping mechanism, your crutch, your way of skipping meals and masking fatigue, it's a red flag. If tea becomes a slow ritual that calms your nerves and supports your focus, that's a win. But if tea becomes a compulsive detox habit, or coffee gives you joy and energy without side effects, then your body is telling you something. It's, what kind of life do you want your drink to support? So, who wins the health war? By the numbers, tea comes out ahead. It's gentler, more sustainable, and packed with health benefits, especially when it comes to heart, gut, sleep, and long-term wellness. But coffee isn't the villain. In fact, it might be the hero for the right person, at the right dose, with the right lifestyle. So maybe it's not about war at all. Mindfully, moderately, with awareness. Because in the end, it's not the cup that changes your life. It's how you fill it, and what you become when you do. Thanks for sipping with us on Spill the Tea, where the truth is always freshly brewed. If this video stirred your curiosity, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for your next cup of insight, and let us know in the comments, are you team tea or team coffee? We drop new brews weekly, from ancient remedies to modern myths. No topic is too steep. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind. And remember, not all tea is served hot, but here, it's always served real. See you in the next cup.